What is up, Steve here? I hope you're doing well. I am super excited to do this video because I know what the future has to hold for a lot of us, and I believe that a lot of people are going to make a lot of money in this new market. And now we're starting to see it on mainstream media. If you haven't been following this channel for a bit, I have been talking about what is to come for housing as well as the economy overall. And a lot of people right now are going to be fearful, but I do not want you to play into that because right now is the time to prepare for opportunity. Now, coming into this new housing market, it's going to be a prime time for you guys to buy low, hold some real estate, and eventually sell high or cash out refinance on some of these properties that we're going to be talking about. Now, right now, some of you guys might be saying, look, my housing market is not crashing, and that may be the case. And you know what? Some markets really haven't seen exponential growth like Southwest Florida here. So you might be in an area where there really hasn't been much growth, so you might not see a big downturn in your area. But I want to encourage you guys to go outside of your area, find a neighboring town, find a neighboring zip code, a neighboring county, or hell, even a neighboring state to start doing your research on the economy and the local real estate market on where you guys want to start investing. That is going to be the first step. And then start pinpointing different communities in these areas where you guys want to really set up shop, become the expert, know the inventory in and out, and really know your market. And that is going to be the first step in this process. The second thing is I encourage you guys to partner up. Having an accountability partner is always beneficial. But you have to have somebody that's going to be like-minded, somebody who wants this as bad as you do, and you guys have to be on the same page. So be very selective in this process. Now, if you guys have somebody in mind, please share this video because it's going to be important that everybody gets on the same page in terms of the common goal of creating wealth in real estate and housing. Now, who could you start to look for in this process? I highly suggest, as mentioned, getting somebody on the same page as you, but get somebody that you can hold accountable. Get somebody that's motivated. Get somebody that is intelligent and also wants to do better for themselves financially, and get somebody who is not afraid to study and really just go to the front lines in this crusade of buying real estate at a discount. Maybe you can find somebody who's already in the construction field that will assist if you guys are buying fixer-up properties, which I highly recommend, and we're going to go through these as time progresses. Maybe you want to find a real estate agent who's a good friend of yours who's full-time in real estate that's out there already scouting deals that can assist in that. Maybe you have a background in construction. So if you have a background in construction and you have somebody actually scouting the deals, that could be a very good partnership. Maybe it's somebody in the mortgage related field as well. So I would just start looking around for maybe anybody in the beginning, anybody that is potentially has a real estate background to assist you in this new venture. And if you don't, just find somebody that's going to be loyal, honest, motivated. The next thing in preparing for the housing market opportunity is develop relationships with your team. So who are going to be your team members? These are going to be real estate attorneys. These are going to be mortgage brokers. These are going to be title companies, survey companies, home inspection companies. These are going to be all the different trades in construction, like people who lay tile or do drywall. What you're going to want to do is you're going to want to start seeking these people out, develop relationships, take these people out to lunch as well, and just start preparing. The next thing, and very important that you guys want to do, is make sure that you guys have good credit. Work on getting any kind of discrepancies against your credit off of your credit reporting. Make sure that you guys are pulling your credit and ensure that you guys have the ability to get financing in the future. That's going to be huge because a lot of people are going to basically be bumped out of getting financing because a lot of people are going to be in a lot of turmoil. I foresee that a lot of people are going to be late on certain bills, and I foresee a lot of people, unfortunately, are going to have repossessions, foreclosures. They're going to have a lot of bad things on their credits. However, banks are in the business to lend money, and they need to lend money to stay in business. So they're going to seek out top borrowers to lend to, and if you guys have good credit, then that's only going to help you guys in acquiring more of these real estate deals. Now, this leads me into my next thing, is start to stack cash. This is going to be very important because you guys are going to want to have a certain amount of cash position to put down on properties when you guys are buying. We're going to go through this process as well, of where you can put very little money down, and we're also going to talk about some wholesaling as well, where you can essentially put no money down and you'll be able to basically flip some contracts if it's legal in your area, in your state. We have some upcoming videos. I've done some past videos on this channel about that as well. But you guys do want to stack cash. So for example, let's say that you guys don't own a property. The first property that you guys buy, which I highly suggest, should be anywhere from 1 to 4 unit multifamily, where you guys could house hack, and you could buy with an FHA loan with 3.5% down. So let's say you guys find a duplex for $200,000, 3.5%, you're talking that's $7,000 that you have to come to the table for down payment. But also there are closing costs associated with your loan and title and closing. And a lot of times, especially in a down market, we're going to be able to get the seller to contribute toward your closing costs, so you guys can basically come out of pocket with just the downstroke for your first house, buying with an FHA loan 3.5% down. That's what I did in the past for my first house. And if it is your primary residence, also beware that if you guys sell that after living there for 24 months and you guys have a gain there per the IRS tax code, you guys could potentially pay 0 taxes on that gain. So I'll put a link in the description for you guys as well, so you guys can read up on that as well. The next thing is you got to get rid of all of your liabilities. If you've been following this channel, you know that I sold this condo. We're leasing it back right now. I also sold it with my boat. I don't have any debt on it or anything like that, but I sold the boat. It is a liability. It costs a lot in gas and just the upkeep and everything else associated with it. But I know a lot of people that are financing certain liabilities as well. So you got to get rid of anything that's not putting money in your pocket. I highly suggest that you get rid of it. And also, if you have equity in certain things like a boat or a second car, or whatever the case is, sell it. Have a yard sale, start taking that money, stacking cash, and also start getting rid of any kind of credit card debt and any kind of consumer debt as quickly as possible, because that's only going to affect, back on the other thing that I was talking about in terms of getting financing, you know, your debt to income ratio. You want to have as little debt as possible when they're starting to do underwriting for you to get loans. The next thing is continually to study not just the housing market, but study real estate and real estate transactions. There's so many different ways of buying real estate, and we're going to bring you guys through different ways to buy real estate as time progresses on this channel. I have other videos on this channel talking about it, but you guys want to be a student. I'm always a student of real estate, and even something new that I haven't done before, it's called Subject To. I'm learning a lot about it right now. I think there's going to be tremendous opportunity to buy Subject To properties, where you're going to be able to get into a property, very little money down, and you're essentially going to be able to take over that person's loan without getting a new loan. Now, the opportunity that I see there is you have a lot of people that in the future are probably going to be hard up. They're not necessarily going to be able to afford their mortgage. They're maybe a little bit late on their mortgage as well. However, they locked into a fantastic, maybe even below 3% fully amortized fixed interest rate on their mortgage, and it could be a prime opportunity for something like that. So always be a student of real estate and real estate acquisitions, because it's only going to help. And that's mainly the reason why I'm doing this video, is you got to start preparing now, because the time is going to come for you guys to buy real estate. The next thing is, you might not be in the field right now, and you might be an attorney for all I know, or maybe you work in retail, whatever the case is. But if you have additional time, I recommend trying to get a part-time job in some sort of real estate sector of the industry. So that could be part-time real estate agent, that could be working a trade in construction, which is very valuable, because twofold, you could actually start doing your own work on fixer-up properties, whether that's, basically well-rounded, doing drywall, flooring, and so forth. Or you're also going to have an in terms of what the costs associated with laying down tile and everything else. So when you guys do outsource these trades, you have a better idea in terms of negotiating better rates for you guys, which is big when you guys are buying and flipping or even buying and holding, you guys want to make sure that you're not being taken advantage of. So there's a lot of different fields in the real estate industry that you guys can get into on a side hustle, and you're just going to learn from that as well, which is great. And you'll stack more cash to put toward down payments in the future of future properties that you guys are buying. As mentioned, I'm going to bring you guys through different deals on this channel. I'm going to bring you guys through foreclosures, pre-foreclosures. We're going to talk subject to. We're going to talk about short sales as well, how the short sales work, that whole process, because I foresee those properties are going to come to market. We're also going to talk about how to find motivated sellers outside of those people. So these are people that maybe they're in a little bit of trouble and they stop paying on their electric bill or water bill. We're going to bring you through different systems like PropStream, where I have an affiliate link in the description below for you guys as well. And these are just different ways to find motivated sellers so you guys can get better deals and also create win-win situations for both the buyer and the seller. As mentioned, be sure you share this with the person that you're going to partner up with and start to have that conversation now, because right now is the time to prepare for this new housing correction that we're having right now. Thanks a lot for being here, and I'll see you on the next video.